Chopard is a name synonymous with luxury, known for crafting exquisite jewellery and fine watches. The company is headquartered in Geneva. It also has two sites in Fleurier, in the Val de Travers region. One site, Fleurier Bosch, makes some of the movements for the Mille Miglia and Alpine Eagle references. The other site, Chopard Manufacture, produces some of the marque's finest watches, bearing three letters, L.U.C, the initials of Louis-Ulysse Chopard, who founded the company in 1860. It's my belief that Chopard L.U.C crafts some of the finest expressions of Haute Horlogerie. In this instance, I'm going to talk about the Chopard L.U.C XPS Twist QF. The excellence is clear to see. Allow me to elaborate. First released in 2019, this particular version of the Chopard L.U.C XPS Twist pairs a white gold case with a sumptuous blue dial. At first glance, the topography of the dial subscribes to convention. However, look again. Whereas most watches have the crown at 3 o'clock, the Twist is different. The crown is actually at 4 o'clock. Look at the small seconds display. Unlike the regular LUC XPS, the seconds display is not at 6 o'clock, but at 7 o'clock. Chopard has deviated from the norm with a delightful twist. But this dial is not frivolous or outre, it remains tasteful, understated, and simple to read. This is a gentleman's watch. Dauphin Fusée hour and minute hands, sorry for my French pronunciation, articulate the hours and minutes. The style of the hands is a regular feature on LUC models, providing consistency. Indeed, Chopard doesn't frequently flip from one style to another. There are elements which are consistently employed again and again. That said, this twist clearly does venture off piste occasionally. With most LUC models, the sunburst motif on the dial doesn't emanate from the centre of the dial, but from the logo spreading outwards in straight rays. In this instance, though, on the twist, the sunburst motif is centred on the small seconds dial and spreads outwards in a series of fine rings. The small seconds display is snailed, affording contrast to the neighbouring motif. The hours are marked with faceted indexes, and a date display resides at 3 o'clock. Everything is lucid and seemly. Measuring 40mm in diameter, the twist is housed in ethically certified Fairmined 18-karat white gold. The watch measures just 7.7mm in height. It's slim and it's elegant without looking flimsy or malnourished. Moreover, when affixed to the wrist, it feels comfortable. The reason this watch is slender, despite being automatic, is that it features a micro-rotor, a detail I'll return to shortly. Looking at the case, the bezel, the upper lug surfaces, and the case back are highly polished, whereas the caseband is adorned with a vertical satin brush. This detail is again part of the tried and trusted LUC design language. When affixed to the wrist, the watch feels incredibly comfortable. It comes on a hand-sewn blue alligator leather strap featuring cognac-coloured alligator lining, and it comes on a white gold pin buckle. The LU9626L movement features a micro-rotor. Not too many firms have mastered micro-rotors. The challenge is to create sufficient inertia from the natural motion of the wearer's wrist to energize the mainspring, or in this case, the main springs, because there's actually two. Back in 1996, Chopard introduced the first LUC movement, and this actually featured a micro-rotor. The benefit of micro-rotor is that it sits flush with neighbouring bridges, mitigating movement thickness. Moreover, you've got nothing inhibiting the view of the movement, so you get to see all the beautiful finishing. View the movement through the sapphire caseback and you'll see Côte de Genève motif, onglage and hand beveling. The watch has two barrels, which contribute to an impressive power reserve of 65 hours. The model has been subject to the independent scrutiny of COSC and the Calibre Fleurier. So, in closing, what can we say? Well, the Twist has a few subtle details which differentiate it from other luxury watches. However, it remains beautifully understated, it's elegant, and it promises an enduring allure. There's nothing there that's contentious. There's one thing that I find particularly endearing about Chopard L.U.C timepieces. The brand creates new models every year, but the design language is consistently applied to each reference. Whether it's the hands, the straps, or the vertical satin brush on the caseband of a watch, the firm doesn't flit around from one style to another. This consistency underpins a luxury brand and avoids former models appearing outdated. The Twist is a stunning watch. Would I recommend it? You betcha. Until next time, watch geeks, keep collecting.